For every yin, there is a yang. For every comedy, there is tragedy. This opposite villain is the greatest way to show the hero's weaknesses, by having strengths in those same areas. If your hero is a physical threat, make their opposite a brilliant strategist. If your protagonist is an honorable knight, make their villain an underhanded thief. The opposite allows a writer to explore the methods of his hero and exploit their weaknesses. Having a villain whose talents allow them to attack in a way the good guy never could exposes chinks in your protagonist's armor. Many great heroes face down their opposite numbers. Superman clobbers the clever Brainiac. Professor X pits his mental prowess against the gargantuan Juggernaut. And the naive Joseph Joestar takes on the nefarious Dio Brando. However, none of these formidable foes holds a candle to the clown prince of crime, the Joker. Where does a reader even start with this character? His past is shrouded in mystery, only giving the audience brief glimpses of a tortured psyche. Of these snippets, the fans are not told what's real and what's fake, depending on the author. For the sake of this video, we'll go with the loosely pieced together story that seems to have the consensus in DC continuity. The tale goes that the Joker was a failed crook who committed crimes under the alias of the Red Hood. After an encounter with Batman, the Red Hood fell into a chemical bath that bleached his skin and caused him to develop severe mental illness. From that day forward, the victim of this scarring accident took the name Joker and devoted himself to spreading a sick brand of comedy by making the world as dark and twisted as he is. This persona stands in strong contrast to Bruce Wayne. Batman's a serious fighter, utilizing detective skills, logic, martial arts, and a well-disciplined lifestyle. Along with a number of tricks including darkness, fear, and a grim persona, Bruce Wayne combats the crime of Gotham City. On the opposite side of the coin, the Joker relies on chaos and unorthodox methods. His costume is covered in bright colors. While Batman frowns, the Joker smiles. While Batman maintains order, the Joker instills madness. Many writers have taken up the mantle of crafting the hundreds of battles between the Caped Crusader and the Clown Prince of Crime. Each battle exemplifies the strong narrative through-lines. Batman was order and the Joker was chaos. And in more recent incarnations, they know it.
This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. You truly are incorruptible, aren't you? Huh? You won't kill me out of some misplaced sense of self-righteousness. And I won't kill you because you're just too much fun. I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
Batman attempts to keep order, which is represented by his lack of willingness to kill. Conversely, the Joker seeks to make Batman break his one rule and kill others. Break his one rule and kill others. Ben, break his one rule. Never mind. Thus, the battle becomes one not of victory and loss, but rather a clash of opposing ideals. Ultimately, the Joker realizes he wouldn't break the bat through a direct confrontation. So he went after his sidekicks, friends, and family. But ultimately, the Joker targeted his city. Thus, the battle for Gotham began. The Joker sought to sow chaos into the city through a number of schemes. Whether he's threatening to blow up a couple of ferries, or crippling Batgirl, the villain tries any means to inject fear and doubt into the soul of Gotham's citizens, and by proxy, break the Caped Crusader. Further, the Joker shatters the psyche of a number of those surrounding himself and Batman. He corrupts the impressionable Harleen Quinzel, turning her into the infamous Harley Quinn. In some iterations, the Joker is responsible for the psychological distress of Two-Face and Clayface. He's even aided in turning Jason Todd, one of Batman's Robins, into the anti-hero Red Hood, taking after his own old name. Due to his chaotic antics, the Joker is often considered both a danger to his allies and enemies alike, leaving him with both wary comrades and cautious opponents. all this and more is what makes the Clown such a dynamic opponent. But be warned, while this villain is a powerful asset to a great story, the Joker, along with many other villains of his kin, are often portrayed very, very wrong. A writer's first rule is to play to this villain's core strength. The opposite is a continuous threat to the hero. While an antagonist who is an exact foil of the protagonist surely shows a fight of equals, the opposite villain allows for a continuous slew of interesting and evolving battles. For example, a hero that must constantly use his wits to outsmart a physically stronger opponent allows for creative and dynamic fights. A naive protagonist against an experienced villain allows the writer to clearly define the skill level and position in society that their main character holds. The battle is not taking place on an even playing field, but rather two different arenas entirely.
Secrets that are mine alone to know, Bruce. It's true, Batsy. I know everything. And kinda like the kid who peeks at his Christmas presents, I must admit, it's sadly anticlimactic. Behind all the sturm and batarangs, you're just a little boy in a play suit crying for mommy and daddy. It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
Well, that's my 2 cents. Please, if you have anything to add, continue the conversation below.